Hey everyone, my name's Derrick Ivey. I'm a board certified clinical hypnotherapist, researcher, and intuitive. I'm here today to talk all about intuitive energy healing sessions, what you could expect, the wide range of different things you could get from an intuitive healing session, depending on what type of intuitive healing session you have, what your practitioner is skilled in, and kind of the nuances of that and what is going to be most beneficial for you. So, welcome. Thank you for being a part of this here today and watching this video. So, what is intuitive healing? I think that term gets thrown around very much where people are wondering what is intuitive healing? They see the terms and it's starting to become more widespread because people are having issues that they can't find the answers in Western medicine, in Western psychology. So it's expanding them to look for other answers in other areas and really try maybe something new that they've never tried before. Because as that pain grows, people are going to become more willing to try different things. And if you think about what's going on a collective level right now, we are experiencing a lot of pain as a collective. Think about yourself and think about the people that are just in your vicinity around you. Most people right now are going through some type of growth. They're going through some type of what we would want to call as humans problems or issues. And the higher mind definitely doesn't see it that way because your higher self is very thrilled by all of the expansion that you've already done since you've been in this body. Your higher self is so thrilled by how you are navigating this time space reality. And we're co creating with the universe, right? So everything that is in our reality is our creation, our co creation with that source of all life. So, in that co creation, we have our own free will. We also have the chance to link up with the higher power, with the all that is, and receive insight and energy and inspiration and intuition from that source of all life. We can co create with that force. So, intuitive healing is a very diverse method of healing, and it can mean a lot of different things depending on who you talk to. It's not a very regulated field. Um, and it includes intentional and appropriated means of actions, of alternative healing methods, insights to assist in a restorative process for the individual. So, pretty much all intuitive healers, you can think of that they are all here to help you. They are all here to assist you. They may have many different ways of moving you towards your healing, but I think pretty much all intuitive healers have a really good intention. They all are very well versed at helping people. Maybe they were the people that growing up everyone came to and they had a problem or an issue and they were just really good at helping people. And that's usually what draws people into this path. So it's very valuable to see an intuitive healer. Let's say that you're having a health issue and you don't know what the root cause of that health issue is. Maybe you've been to doctors, you've had all of these tests ran about what's wrong with you, and the symptoms are still occurring. That's when you've already covered all of your traditional bases, usually an intuitive healer is going to be able to give you deeper insight as to your entire experience in life. So, intuitive healers will go beyond the physical and look into the spiritual causes of what you're experiencing. And you may be really surprised if you haven't looked into a lot of this stuff. You may be really, really surprised at how much this can really help you. Now, one of the things that I think deters people from seeing an intuitive healer to help them with what they're up against in life is fear of the unknown. They might have some biases that an intuitive healer is into this way far out woo woo type energy and they're not grounded in reality. And so, how is that going to help me? Right? That's a lot of people's thought processes. But I encourage you to open up to the possibility of maybe seeing things in a whole different way that could totally change your reality. So, that being said, not all intuitive healers are created equally. You're going to want to really look into the intuitive healer that you're considering going to because you want to know what is their background, what is their own life experiences, what is their training. Have they had training in how the systems of energy work, how these subtle energy bodies work, how our connection to the divine works? So anyone can really open up shop as an intuitive healer, but the really good, solid intuitive healers, you're going to see a lot of evidence of why they're the right person to help you. And it's really, especially with this, it's a lot different than choosing a doctor. If you're choosing a doctor, you may be like, well, they have this many years of experience and they have went to this school and that school, they have this degree. But with intuitive healers, it's a lot different because a lot of times some of the best intuitives may not have any formal training, or sometimes people with a lot of training, they aren't in tune with what you need them to be in tune with. So it's really going to be something that I'll encourage you to really feel what the energy feels like in your body when you're thinking about moving towards an intuitive healer and approaching an intuitive healer to help you manage things that are going on in your life. Really follow that energetic pull. Do you feel this energetic pull towards this person? Like, yeah, this person can really, they know a lot, and this person is really going to be able to help me. Follow that, and sometimes you get that feeling, but then the logical part of your mind tries to tell you, well, this is a crock of bull, but give it a chance. Give yourself the chance to experience it if you are feeling that intuitive pull. In my career as an intuitive, I've worked with people of all different backgrounds. I've worked with people that are highly spiritual people who really identify as spiritual people, who really surround themselves with a lot of spiritual things and ways of looking at things, and I get really good results for them. But I've also worked with a lot of people that were sent to me through word of mouth, through someone else that had been a client, and they've got really good results. And then someone else is going through something, and that other person who's already been to me will say, hey, why don't you give Derrick a chance to see what he thinks about this? And So I've brought in people into my practice who really don't have any spiritual background. And sometimes those are the clients that really can be the most open-minded because they don't already have biases about what this should or should not be. But it really is just a wide range of people that I help as an intuitive healer. I've worked with real estate agents, I've worked with social workers, I've worked with everyday moms, just, any walk of life you could think of. I have been able to positively influence journeys through intuitive healing. So the type of work that your intuitive will do is going to be really, it's going to vary based on their background. My background as an intuitive comes from hypnotherapy. That's when a lot of my intuitive gifts were unlocked, was after I went to hypnotherapy school and I studied with my hypnotherapy teachers, and I started going into these really deep trance states. And from there, I was shown these deeper truths about the reality that we live in. I was shown truths about myself. I was shown ways of seeing things that made life so much easier. I was shown a connection with the source of all life. And those are experiences that I know deep down into my soul changed me. They opened me up. I originally was not that of a spiritual person. I was raised growing up to really, that was just not really an area that was okay. I grew up in Wyoming, and not that many people at the time I was growing up were open to these spiritual ideas. And it doesn't mean anything's wrong with that. That's just where they were at. But I was not exposed to intuitive things. There was this certain level of mystified energy around Eastern religion and Eastern practices and philosophy. So I was shown the experience, and that showed me, yeah, there's something to all of this. And that led me deeper onto my path. Um, and also, I was introduced to Vipassana meditation in 2012, which just totally changed my life. I sat in meditation for hours and hours, and I really had an opportunity to see the true nature of life and the true nature of me, and that things weren't what I thought they were. That I had gone through life thinking that I knew these deep truths at a deep level, but then I learned that I had barely scratched the surface. And that can be a really, really exciting thing. That can be a beautiful thing. And for me, that was a really exciting time in my life. And it opened to this continuous excitement. Like, I'm still so stoked and excited when I wake up every single morning and I'm like, what do you got for me today, higher power? Like, where do you need me to go? And what do you need me to do? Who do you need me to support and assist? And I always get a wide range of beautiful lessons, and I'm shown where to go. I trust my intuition because I connect with it on a daily basis. And so I think that's something that's very important when you are deciding whether or not you want to work with an intuitive healer, is the way that that person connects with the higher power, the source of all life, does that resonate with you? Do their words resonate with you? I know that many people watching this right now are going to resonate with my words. They're going to find ways that this relates to their life experience. On the other hand, since I am just putting it all out there, there's going to be people that really don't resonate with my message and they don't resonate with my words, and that is okay too. And that's part of, as we're growing on our spiritual path, we become more polarizing beings, and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. We all have very strong harmonic vibrational signatures. And so there's going to be, as much as some people are pulled towards you, you're going to repel other people. And that's okay. Let that happen. Because why would you want to put your time and energy into somebody that really doesn't resonate with your message, right? So healing occurs with a combination of your connection with the source of all life and your intuitive healer's connection with the source of all life. So, the intuitive healer's connection with the source of all life, my guides just showed me, is like a flame, and they have to maintain this flame, and that flame can light your flame up and start your flame burning. So you want to make sure that that person is connecting in a way that resonates with you, because they're essentially going to light your flame by osmosis. And if you really resonate, then the two of you are going to get pretty far in your healing because their energy activates you. So the healing occurs through that connection with the universal life force energy. That connection is with the source of all life, and how you relate to that and how your intuitive healer relates to that connection. And most intuitive healers have a very vast understanding of how the energetic systems in the body work. So, myself, I'm an instructor and I actually train people to unlock more of their intuition. I train people all of the intricacies of the human energy field. I train people how to find distortions that are in their physical body or that are in their energy field long before it shows up in their physical body. So think about the value of that, of being able to figure out where there's energetic distortions long before it becomes a health issue. That's why you can't even put a number on the value of doing this deep work. And intuitive healing really is about healing the entire person. That's why it's called holistic. That's where that comes in. It's holistic. So it's your body, it's your mind, it's your spirit. And how are all of those interconnected, and how do they affect one another? How does your body affect your spirit? How does your spirit affect your body? How does your mind affect your spirit? How does your mind affect your body? That's why it's so valuable to have that intuitive connection, even for yourself. You need to know all of this stuff because that shapes your experience. If we think we don't have any control over our body and we think that things are just happening to us, then how are we going to know that we have control in healing that? How do we know that we can really influence that on a deep level and help ourselves out and save ourselves a ton of headache, a ton of disorder, a ton of disease? And that's what I'm here to do, is to help you identify. and help you remove any distortions and help you align with the energy that your higher soul self really wants to align with, because that's what you came here to do. So, really, just think about how much longer are you willing to stay in the energy that you've been in? Are the things that you're doing currently for your healing actually working? Are you seeing tangible results? Are you feeling aligned? Because I think in today's culture, what they want, and by they, I mean society, is you to be disconnected from who you really are, and for you to get confused, and for you to get kind of preoccupied with all of these things that don't matter. So you don't trust your intuition, because think about control. Someone who can disconnect you from your true intuition, which is your birthright, can control you. And you don't want to be controlled. So I really encourage you to develop your intuition, to get insight from someone who is connected to their intuition, because that's going to connect you in with your intuition, because you're creating your life experience. You are a co-creator of your life experience. So you want to be able to be as aligned as possible and to really know deep in your heart, this is what I want to create here. This is what I'm here to create. This is what I'm supposed to do for the world at this weird time on this planet. So, intuitive healers work with people as a team. When I work with you as a client, we're on the same team. We're both gathering information and coming up with solutions and ways forward. And as an intuitive healer, I may suggest that you do certain things that are really going to help your energy. And of course, I'm going to ask you what resonates with you, and we're going to come up with a way that feels really good to you and your body. And that might be different for everyone. For some people, maybe it's more self love, bringing more self love in. And maybe that's what's causing their health issues, is a lack of self love. Maybe that's what's causing all of the issues that are coming up in their life. So then maybe for them, that's what we're going to work on, is finding more ways to be loving to the self, and finding more ways to really appreciate and revel in the beauty of life. Maybe for some people, I'm going to suggest that they do some journaling, and maybe I'm going to give them some journaling prompts. Or maybe we're going to come up with some subconscious suggestions or affirmations or what have you. Maybe the body needs to get moving, and maybe we need to move that energy out through physical exercise. Maybe we're going to work in the energetic realms and clean layers of the auric field. Or maybe we're going to do some sound healing and focus on a certain area. Maybe we're going to go back and revisit an older timeline that needs healing to give that younger version of yourself who first experienced the trauma that love and nurturement that they needed at the time. Or maybe I'm going to work on boundaries with you and help you set boundaries in your life to areas that people are walking over your boundaries. And maybe that's what's throwing the energy off. So, or maybe I'm going to tell you to investigate other aspects of your health. Maybe you need to be more hydrated. Maybe you need to eat a better, more healthy diet that feels right for you. Maybe we're going to test what kind of foods resonate with your body. So I hope that this has really helped clear up what intuitive healing can do for your life. And one of the things that I want to address is that when you come to seek intuitive healing, we're always going to start with where you're at. You can only start from where you're at right now. And you can only heal something if you can let be what is right now. And it seems so paradoxical. You're saying, well, no, I don't want to be where I'm at right now. That's why I'm seeking assistance in these matters. And that's fair. I get that. But if we don't know where you're at right now, then we can't get a clear game plan of where we're heading. So we're going to be very ultra present with where you're at right now, what you're experiencing right now, what's coming up for you right now. And we're going to start from that place. And that's the only way that really makes sense. So we're going to be present with you where you're at. We're going to look at different angles of your experience. We're going to look at your fears. We're going to look at your desires. We're going to really create a roadmap that is individual for you. You have your own harmonic signature, which is kind of like a fingerprint in the cosmic mind. You emanate a very, very specific energy that no one else can emanate. You are the only one that emanates your unique harmonic signature. So every treatment plan that I work with clients is different because every individual is different. Two people might come to me for the same issue, and we're going to address it in completely different ways because those two individuals are very individual, different people, and they have different needs. They have different desires. Both of those two people with the same problem on the surface, it might be bothering them in two completely different ways. And that is shaped by our experiences. That is shaped by our trauma. That's shaped by where we went to school, where we worked, where we live. All of those things are factors. Our culture, our parents, our family, all of those things play in. So we're going to work on everything from a very individual angle. The next question that comes through is, well, how many intuitive healing sessions might I need? And the answer to that is that's up to you. I'm never going to tell you that you have to do this many sessions or that many sessions. I support you in whatever you choose to do. I am here as a support for you to heal in your own time, in your own way. So I will never influence how many sessions you need to do. I might recommend, I've seen this issue be healed in this many sessions, or we may need to do X, Y, and Z, which will take this many sessions. But ultimately, what I want you to do is tune into your intuition and follow that and let that guide you to how many sessions and how much of this work you personally need to do. You might not be able to get all of the issue resolved in one session, but you may be able to. And that's the thing. It's such an individual thing. It depends on so many factors. And really, deep healing does take a commitment. And individual sessions, if it was up to an individual session or nothing, I would say do an individual session. But ultimately, deep healing occurs over time. It's like peeling these little layers off of an onion one at a time. You're going to have to peel a lot of different layers off and look at things from a lot of different aspects. So ultimately, it is going to take a commitment on your part to a long-term commitment to being the best you can be and healing to your ultimate potential. So I hope that helps. Um, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I will make a video maybe about it and we'll talk about that. Um, but just remember that as you are moving into this world of intuitive healing, or maybe you've been here a really long time, but just remember when you're deciding whether or not you want to work with someone as an intuitive, remember that they can only take you as far as they themselves have gone. For myself, I'm able to help people on a very deep level because I've been studying the human energy field, the body, spirituality for over 10 years, nonstop, actually 12 years, nonstop. I've been studying the healing arts. So I am able to take people a certain length on their journey, on their distance. It doesn't mean someone with less experience is any less of a healer, but maybe they haven't walked that far down the path yet, and you want to work with someone who's walked further down the path. There's people that have walked further down the path than I have, and everyone has a beautiful contribution. So no matter what way up the mountain you go, it's still a way up the mountain, and you might have to be diverted to another path and go up the mountain another way. But start developing your intuition and start working with someone who really resonates with you. If you're interested in working with me, I would love to meet on a strategy call for about 30 minutes or so to an hour. And this is a completely free call. It's just an opportunity for us to get to know each other better. So you can decide whether or not I would be a good fit for helping you at this particular time in your life. And it's always no pressure, no obligation. I really just want the best for you. So I hope that was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube. That really helps our channel. It helps us spread this light of healing out onto the planet and help give people hope through these videos. Also, don't forget to like and comment and visit our website at dgtwellness.com. Thanks and have a wonderful day. We'll talk soon.